Some champions inside of Raid Shadow Legends just come out of left field, man, and make a huge difference to your account in ways that you didn't even anticipate. So what is up, guys? This is Cobb, and welcome to 3 champions on the main account, as well as 3 champions on the free-to-play account that I would consider to be sleeper picks. Hidden gems, man, secret weapons, if you will. The kind of champions that you don't see built that often, but are well worth considering. I'm also going to show where I actually use them in the game as well. And what better place to start than the humble rare champions. Before we get started, man, we've got a beginner promo link down below this video at the top of the description box, man. If you wanted to, say, click on that link and use that link to create your new raid account, then you'd be getting all of the free stuff that you see on screen right now, man. So if you're looking to start off a new free-to-play raid adventure, or you've got a friend who's looking to start playing Raid Shadow Legends, go ahead and send them that promo link down below this video at the top of the description box. Just make sure to use that link on laptop or PC. The son of a gun will not work on mobile. It's just a restriction of these raid beginner links. And yeah, let's get to it. Main account. I'm trying to think of rare champions that I actually still actively use. They're a little bit unexpected on the main account. Frankly, I was just gotta be Candleguard. Rare champions are mostly cold hard and you know, like stun set champions like Soulborn Boya and even Banshee and Ingot Twiststaff, and those are all like pretty standard champs, man. Bella was pretty well understood to be one of the best rare champions in the game, and so Candleguard is really the only oddball that I've built all the way up to 60 that I would use. She's built in some okay savage gear, as you can see. She's like a rare champ nuker that is way slept on, man. I gotta tell you the truth. That said, she's in some hand-me-down gear at this point, because of course she is, right? Some accuracy gear and stuff. She does need accuracy for her A1 skill, at least, and her damage stats aren't like crazy out of control in this build. She does self-buff though with increased crit rate by 15%, which is pretty good, so you don't have to build it with all the way 100%. And then she does attack all enemies on this full turn cooldown A3, and then she has another attack all enemy skill on her A2, also placing the weak version of Weaken on this as well. And so where do we use Candleguard? Just one moment as I open up my clan boss chests. Come on, man. Sacred. I need to replenish after the recent shard pulling events, man. Oh, god damn it. Oh my god. A void shard from a hard difficulty chest, though, is pretty bloody good. Pretty special. Wow, Nightmare awards us with a whole load of bloody nothing. I'm sorry about this quick aside. You never know when something special can happen when opening these chests, man. So when it comes to using Candleguard, it's really wave content, right? Faction wars, that kind of thing, you know? I want to build out the champion to see if she's really all that, you know, compared to the other rare champion nukers. And we get... as Thorlin just kills everything against this first wave, it's going to take a little sec, and Thorlin killed everything. Thanks, Thorlin. And here we go. Finally, man, a fair test, man, for good old Candleguard to just swing on in, couple of decreased defense debuffs up. Head damage is just fine. It's about what you'd expect from like an AoE rare champ nuker, but again, multiple attack all enemies on her skills makes her uniquely decent for the job into waves. And so it's simple. It's a bit of a meme. I've took it into a live arena a couple of times and one-shotted everybody. That was hilarious. If you missed that video, just search Cobb Raid Candleguard. It'll probably come up. And so if we're talking unexpected secret weapon picks for rare champions of the main account, she's gotta be it. As for secret weapon picks for rares on the free-to-play account, it could well be Master Butcher, who I do actually take up to 6 stars to take him into Dreadhorn Pommel. And then I pulled Lady Annabelle, so yeah, she's just like a way better option for soloing Pommel, obviously, so that kind of stinks a little bit, man. I tell you what, though, my pick for rare champs is going to be Metal Shipper. Why? You want to go level him to like 4 stars, man. You don't have to put many levels into this guy. You can even leave him at 3 stars if you want, hypothetically, as long as you can make sure that he never takes a hit from the boss that you use him against, which is Scarab King. If you attack into the Scarab King boss inside of Doom Tower or Curse City or whatever, and your team is not under shield buffs, the boss is going to counterattack your entire team and just mully you. It's going to be horrible. It's going to be terrible. It's going to rip you to pieces, right? Scarab King's very tough boss for new accounts to take on. Metal Shaper is the most budget option champion for taking on that boss, man. 2-turn cooldown, 2-turn duration shield on his A2, which means that, I mean, I don't have my Metal Shaper. Oh, I actually still do have him built. If you just want to tweak your Metal Shaper's build and make him the fastest champion on your team, you can build a budget team into Scarab King that looks like this. Bam! Behold how I've been killing Scarab King for the longest time on my free-to-play account, on multiple free-to-play accounts actually over the years. Uncommon 10-meter controller champions Even the Elf Guard is still only sitting at 4 stars. You only need like a 5-star armature for this. What matters is that you get them at decent speeds. That's like the only thing that matters. High Katoon as the Aura Lead is a decreased speed champion on an A1, and of course an increased speed buffer. I know that we're looking at Dreadhorn Bommel right now, but Scarab King's not in rotation currently. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe he is, but I just haven't reached him yet. Oh, wait a minute. He's in rotation, and I have reached him. Oh, we can show the team in action then. So key to this team as well is running one of your 10-meter controllers, either the Elf Guard or the Armager, in a destroy set. That's very, very important as well, so you can actually destroy the boss's pink HP bar that needs to be destroyed if you want to get it dead this century. I do actually have to go in and remove some gear off of the likes of my High Katoon, because it's crucially important that she's lower speed than the Metal Shaper, right? The Metal Shaper has to be the fastest champion on the team. Everybody else is running at about like 190 speed or something like that. Not crazy unattainable stats. Let's run it. The biggest issue, man, with running this budget option champion is actually more often than not going to be getting through the waves, right? That could be the toughest part of the run, keeping the Metal Shaper alive and just getting him to the boss. I'll also say as well is that this team is hypothetically usable into hard mode Scarab, but like the speed demands and the speed stats required start to become frankly unreasonable very, very quickly. But we do eventually get there, and now it's just up to our 10-meter controllers to do our thing. So we've of course got our Metal Shaper prioritizing his shield buffs, and now it's up to the 10-meter controllers to ensure the boss never gets a turn, while of course the Armager is just beating down the boss's pink stats and pink shields. You know what I'm saying? So Metal Shaper is going to reapply the shields in just a second, because again, he's the fastest, and that's it. That's the long and short of the team. I've done videos dedicated to this team before. Love it. Anytime I pull a Metal Shaper on one of my free-to-play accounts, this is the team I'll use to clear normal mode Doom Tower when Scarab King is in rotation, you know, for the first time. Of course, you eventually want to build a champion that's like a Taragi or something that can just solo Scarab, and then you don't have to sweat about it. Yeah, Metal Shaper though, absolute beast, considering you just build him to like 3 or 4 stars and leave him there and he can do this for your account. I think that's nuts. Now for a real secret weapon, man. Champions with crappy in-game reviews. I'm still on the free-to-play account. Let's touch on the epic champions, man, where frankly the only real secret weapon that I've... First of all, Gom Yellowhand. Very, very new epic. Flies under the radar for some people. Do not sleep on this guy. He's crazy, crazy good. But I think that people are realizing that he's very, very excellent, particularly into wave content. He's a great jack of all trades, wave controller, epic. Very, very nice. My sleeper pick, my secret weapon on the free-to-play account is a champ that we just used right now in that Scarab King demonstration. It's one of my 10-meter controllers. It's Seas, man, who frankly has very lackluster in-game reviews, including a 3.8 into Fire Knight's Castle, which is just incorrect. And in-game reviews can be skewed and messed up for a whole bunch of reasons. Like, a lot of the times, people expect more from certain legendaries or void legendaries. They expect a hell of a lot, and so they can get downvoted a little bit. Some champions like Seas you pick up for champion fragments as a login reward champion, but it's very late on in your account where you don't need him anymore. But if you pull Seas early on in your account, he's a fantastic, fantastic 10-meter controller, man. Why? Doesn't require accuracy at all, and he's a damage dealer, right? On his passive, he steals enemy 10 meter from the enemy with the highest 10 meter at the end of this champion's turn. This effect cannot be resisted. And he also brings an attack all enemy skill, increased crit damage, self buffer on this A3. Why have I not fully booked my Cs? What the hell, man? I forgot to do that last CVC. I should have got that done, man. I'm a bloody idiot. I guess we'll get that done next CVC then, that's fine, but he also brings a triple hitter on his A2, which is great for blasting through Fire Knight Shield, and it also fills his 10 meter by 10% on each crit, so obviously you're going to build him with 100% crit, and that's just a 30% 10 meter fill, so he gets around again to stealing more 10 meter, dude. And it is on the back of that underrated little man that I'm able to farm stage 20 Fire Knight for the first time on my free-to-play account. It's not a fast clear, like it's not super impressive to look at, but for what it's worth, he does help us smack down the waves a little bit. The team doesn't have a decreased defense for the waves, which is partially what makes the run take so bloody long, but point is, once we get to the boss, we're good, you know? Another shout out to Gom here as well. Of course, we're running Gom on this team, again, for that AoE wave control. It takes me so long to kill the waves that it's kind of necessary that I'm bringing Gom along so he can just constantly land that stun against these waves of enemies. You know what I'm saying? So that's the power of a good wave controller right there, man. It just buys you so much time. Oh god, and we really need it, you know? And as we get to the boss, you're about to see how Seas, this alleged 3.8 review score champion into Fire Knight, he's very low rated on hellhades.com as well, by the way. I think he's like a 3 in Fire Knight on hellhades.com. A 3 out of 5. What are we doing, man? He's so much better than that, right? He's particularly good, Seas, for his 10-meter steal, which is about to come in right now against the boss. Bam! Let's slow-mo this as he does a bit of damage. 10-meter steal. He gets back around again to using that passive so quickly, dude. Look at his 10-meter, dude. It's nuts. Like, dude, it's crazy, man, the 10-meter control on this guy when it's single target like this. He's particularly good, though, because he steals enemy 10-meter without having to attack in. And it can't be resisted, meaning you can use him through all stages of Fire Knight, right? He's not like an Armager, for example. It's like a decreased 10-meter guy who's great as an uncommon champion 10-meter controller, don't get me wrong, but into Magic Affinity Fire Knight, as you're progressing through the stages, you can weak hit with your Armager. It can make progressing and farming that stage a massive, massive pain in the knob, and Seas just doesn't have that problem. He also helps kill the waves a lot better than an Armager as well, because he has more AoE damage, just higher damage overall, brings a triple hitter to help you blast through the boss's shield, you know. He's just an Armager on steroids, basically. And I tell you what, it's not a very fast clear, but I think that is actually my fastest ever Fire Knight clear since farming up the masteries on the Seas. So there you go, man. Back on my main account, dude. The pick over here between the epics, man, it's a little bit tough. I feel like I've leveled up just a lot of powerful epics overall that aren't really secret weapons. I think the secret weapon pick is probably going to be Dudan the Runic, which I feel a little bit bad about because I did a review video on this guy recently. But yeah, the guy's just solid. He's still actually in a cursed set right now with just like a high resistance build. The high resistance build I do recommend. The cursed set, yeah, I should probably switch him out of this. It's only really useful if you're using him as a mischief tank into Hydra, which he can do that job pretty well. He actually self-buffs with Taunt, Strengthen, and Counterattack, and so that's a lot of unique buffs to bring to the table, making him very, very good as a mischief tank and attracting those attacks from the head of mischief. So, yeah. Kez set with a high resistance banner. In fact, his banner is actually a Slayer banner, just to get his resistance nice and up there. You know, it's a very good banner, speed, resistance rolls. It's just a bit of a shame that it's a random Slayer banner, but there you go. But all of his build aside, very, very nice champion, man. Places shield buff on all allies because he places counterattack on himself as well. He also then attacks in a lot with this A1. 60% chance book to removing a random debuff from all allies every time he attacks on in. Gives him great debuff cleanse potential into Hydra. He's just a great, great budget option mischief tank into Hydra. Debuff cleanse, shields, mischief tank. That's his job in Hydra. That's not where I use my Dudan the Runic though. Where I use Dudan is actually into Griffin. This is my hard mode Griffin team. It's very trusty, never fails, plenty of healing, HP burners, burn activators and all of that. And Dudan's job on this team is to, first of all, resist everything that the Griffin throws back at him, maintain his counterattack buffs, right? He puts shields in our team as well, which helps with survivability, but he's just counterattacking like a madman. And he's just constantly cleansing the debuffs off of the rest of my team. I used to run Doom Priest in this team. She does a similar job, right? Debuff cleanse and a bit of healing. Dudan brings the same, debuff cleanse and just shields instead of healing. But I find that the run is just a little bit more dependable with Dudan in the team, for whatever reason. It doesn't even feel logical that he seems to work a bit better, but he does, you know, and so I've got an opportunity to use him, let's use him, you know? And it's just kind of funny that this is not the area of the game where I intended to use my Dudan the Runic. I actually built him as just like a test build into Hydra, and then I ended up using him in Griffin. And so we've got all of these debuffs going on the Griffin. It's going to switch all these debuffs back onto my team in just a sec. It's going to then trigger the Dudan's counterattack, and oh my god, dude, it actually managed to remove his counterattack. That's just embarrassing. And we killed the boss when I wasn't ready, and now I'm out of keys. And so screw it, I'm skipping back to some old footage of Dudan. Dude, as the Griffin is about to dump all of its debuffs back onto my team, he attacks on in and cleanses roughly half of them across everybody, you know? And that's just on his counterattack, and then he can attack him with his A1 again and cleanse a whole bunch of the others if the speed timing works out just right. So there he is. And so he's very, very much a nice to have as well when Griffin shows up in Cursed City and stuff like that. And I just don't have the option to throw a Doom Priest into it also. And now for the legendaries, man. Legendary secret weapon on the main account and on the free-to-play account. I tell you what, man. For the main account, it can only be one. It can only be one. It can only be one of the most crapped on Void legendary champions inside of this game. Dude, tell you what, I've watched a few videos, man, from Nub and YST. Both great content creators, of course. Particularly like YSD's Chop Champion videos. Why? He believes in Corona, bro. He believes in Corona, man. YSD is the man, dude. Yeah, Corona's reviews are awful. It's awful, dude. This guy was for the longest time in my best Hydra team. He's now in my Hydra B team, right? Corona's great. He got buffs recently as well. I think that he was bloody brilliant before the buffs. I think everyone's just crazy, dude. Everyone is just nuts. He's a bad partnership champion because he partners up with Manaya. It gives him some bonuses like ignoring, not needing accuracy and stuff like that. It's fine, but Manaya's not a skinwalker, obviously, and so you can't use them in faction wars together, which is a massive sort of like downside to the partnership. But he's great even without the partnership, man. Places decreased attack, decreased defense debuff on the A3, places a AoE provoke on a 310 on the A2. Also self buffs with block debuffs and increased defense, and just himself for 210s, meaning you can build him as a mischief tank, which is great because since his buffs he now has an 80 ally resistance aura in all battles. So if you do want to run him as mischief tank and in that playstyle, he can do just fine. That's not the way I've got him built. He also brings all kinds of attack all enemies on his A1 as well, which is lovely. 10 meter decrease, good into wave content, right? Wave content king, actually, I'd say. He also counterattacks like an absolute madman with this passive. This all culminates in making him an incredible wave controller champion, like stupidly good. You can also build him in a cursed set, and he's going to be a mega reliable hex debuffer into Hydra. So you can build him like a high, similar to how I built the dude end, you know? Cursed set, high resistance, mischief tank, provoker, debuffer, extraordinaire into Hydra if that's who you want to build him. Me, I actually build him in a provoke set, man, which is a little bit nutty, but yeah, I just don't need the cursed set in the Hydra team that I'm running him in, or at least I didn't in the past. I don't know if I do anymore, but even still, just having him with crazy uptime on his provoke debuff, Head of Decay never ever going unprovoked, seems to work pretty good for me. This right here is the Hydra team that I'm running him in, so I'm not actually using him for his mischief tank capabilities. That might be a mistake, man. Maybe I should just build him with a bit more resistance and just push him over the line into being mischief tank territory. I don't need him in the cursed set because I'm running Mad Hatter in this team, so he's already bringing the hex debuff anyway. And this is the squad. And so in this team, he's fulfilling the role of decreased attack debuffer, which, you know, we've also got the Necmo fulfilling that role. I could also rethink the Necmo in this team since the buffs to this nerd. But he's placing the decreased defense, he's placing the decreased attack, he's placing those provokes and the Head of Decay. He counterattacks like a madman. And in the provoke set, the provoke debuff just never ever falls off the Head of Decay. And so this is the Hydra B team, man. A lot of this damage is massively set up by the Corona, who hasn't used his decreased defense just yet, but it's fit to come out in just a second. There it is. And all of this said and done, again, this is my brutal difficulty Hydra team, not my Nightmare team, although it probably could run Nightmare, to be honest, if I was to just quick battle this. Damage is pretty good. I think I've got some optimization to do in this squad, but Corona is a key member of the squad. 310 mil into brutal. I'm pretty bloody happy with that, to be fair. And back on the free-to-play account, man. Legendary sleeper pick on the free-to-play account, man. It's really a bit... I don't really have many legendaries, let's be real, you know. I think it's quite an easy choice, though. To be fair, it's gotta be Supreme Kill. As far as, like, in-game reviews go, he's a little bit crapped on. Understandably. Why? Into, like, end-game content, you're talking, like, pushing bloody Hydra, stuff like that, which I kind of feel like most Void champions inside of the game, especially like Void legendary champions, are judged based on how, like, what kind of numbers can they put into Hydra, you know, how much Hydra progression are they going to offer, because they're so bloody hard to get that you're probably getting them at a later stage of your account. But if you happen to pull Supreme Kill early on, then these reviews make absolutely no sense. 3.8 in Demon Lord, no way. 3.9 in Dragon Slayer, absolutely not. Same thing with Ice Golem as well, right? He doesn't need any accuracy to land any of his debuffs. Brings Weaken, AoE poisons, as well as decreased resistance debuffs, and even on his passive decrease each target's accuracy, crit and crit damage by 3% for each poison debuff on them as well. Fantastic passive to take into the likes of Dragon, Clan Boss, Golem, you know, all of those areas of the game where poisons are good. The only issue with Supreme Kill, by the way, how tragic are the skill book situation on Supreme Kill, man. All the books went into the A3, okay fine, you know, get it down to a 310 cooldown. Then all the books went into the A1, and I got no books at all into the most important skill, the poison AoE, bro. Really sad. Issue is that poison just doesn't scale that far into the game. It doesn't become a very good boss killer tool. Obviously it's very ineffective into Hydra as well, which blows a little bit, especially because you've got a champion that's got to tackle enemies on every single skill. Like, Supreme Kill is a wave killer god, and great for early progression, great Demon Lord Clan Boss champion, but unless the gods that be at Plarium decide to make Poison a bit more endgame viable, then he's always going to have these kind of crappy reviews, and people are not going to be that hyped to pull him later on in their account, you know? But for me, on the early game account, getting this guy fully booked, I'm going to use him everywhere, kind of forever, or in certain areas of the game at least, kind of forever. It's a damn shame about those skill books, but as you can see, his damage is already starting to come together, you know, 20Ks across everybody there, some good debuffs and stuff. I haven't really built him yet on the free-to-play, of course, and he's lacking those books, and he's not level 60, but he's doing a great job already as we're just farming up in Minotaur right now. Oh, gotta say, man, I'm excited about how the free-to-play account is coming along with the Supreme Kill there. The Fennex is almost maxed out as well. We're building the Lady Annabelle for taking on Dreadhorn Bommel. She could have been my secret weapon choice, to be honest, for the free-to-play account, because she's also already helping out with that. And of course, the Hefrak as well. A recent shard pull, taking him up to 6 stars soon. Oh, it's all coming together, man. Anyways, those are some of the more underrated, slightly more slept on, less discussed champions that I'm building across both of my accounts, or am using across both of my accounts, that, yeah, I consider to be secret weapons who, in spite of their in-game reviews, are just pretty bloody good, at least for progression. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one, man. If you've got some crazy champion builds on your own accounts that you feel are just like super slept on champions, it's always interesting, man, to read sort of like the out of left field stuff that people build, you know, for crazy progression that you wouldn't normally think of, man. Hey, thanks for stopping by, man. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and all of that good stuff. And of course, while you're down there, if you're looking to start off a new raid account, make sure to get that done by clicking on the beginner promo link that's down below this video at the top of the description box. Use that link to create your new account for all of the free stuff that you see on screen right now.